Hello and welcome back to a new episode of Ultimate General Civil War, and today we are fighting the Battle of Gaines Mill. As usual, I have invested heavily into our army and I've expanded our forces as much as possible. Our first corps now consists of 20 brigades and we are mostly armed with the Springfield M1855, the Palmetto M1842, and our more green units still have the Springfield M1842. Artillery-wise we have 12-pounder Napoleons, 24-pounder howitzers, 20-pounder Parrott guns and 10-pounder ordnance guns. I've also invested into Sharps rifles for one of our sniper units, while the other still has to use the hunter rifles. Our second corps consists of 10 units. All of them have the standard Springfield M1842, but they also have 12-pounder Napoleon guns and 10-pounder ordnance guns. They've also received our cavalry units. One still is a skirmishing unit, while the other got updated to a melee cavalry unit. And as you can see here, we are hopelessly outnumbered and outgunned, but I hope that we can still hold the enemy back as we are on the defensive. So our forces are executing a tactical withdrawal to prepare for Lee's attack on our right flank. Our objective is to hold the line along Boatswain Creek and protect the main Union army deployed a few miles south. Rebels are currently marching towards our location and are preparing for a major assault. Unknown enemy numbers may attempt to surround us from the northeast. We must hold our positions and not allow the Confederates to pass through. Otherwise our army will be in great danger of being surrounded and destroyed. The only reinforcements we expect are a few elements of our own corps. The rest of your Union forces must hold a defensive line against a possible rebel attack from the west. General, the rebels are pursuing us and are coming down this road past Gaines Mill. We must buy time for our army to establish a defensive line along Boatswain Creek. It is advised to deploy skirmishers and delay the enemy. I've quickly given out a few orders and now it's time to prepare. Our 1st division is going to protect the area around this river, while our 2nd division is going to take position down here and our 3rd division is going to guard our right flank. I'm not directly going to man the fortifications down here. I hope to hold the rebels back further north so that we actually have land to fall back to if things go south. 2 units of skirmishers were dispatched to hold the enemy back for a short while. And they've already made contact. Skirmishers, please stop running and actually engage. And I'm going to speed up time for a moment. 3rd division, double time it. And now I think our skirmishers can reattach. The rest of our units also need to double time it. And I'm going to prepare our men to hold out. They are all in relatively good cover. Mersey, I'm going to push you forward just a little bit. The same goes for Fitzhugh. And once everyone is in position, the battle can truly begin. Over here we have some men double layered. I'm going to get Wolford further on our right flank. Rosser, you need to come a little bit forward. And I'm going to get Heinzelmann skirmishes out to protect our left flank. And over here I'm going to get Pryor skirmishers to scout out where the enemy is holding up. We have eyes on Anderson. And our artillery can start their long-range bombardment. Enemy skirmishers are now also engaging. Police artillery, focus on large units. Fitzku, get a little bit forward. "20-pounder howitzers, stop. On actuality, 24-pounders, please move on our flank. This is where the majority of the enemy forces is currently messing up. "20-pounders, please shoot at Greg. And Fitzku, hold your position. All in all, our positions are almost manned. Only Wolford is still on the way. And the battle can start now. Pryor, I'm going to have you wait a little longer. Once Greg is in position, you can rush out and shoot him in the flank. Perfect. Greg is marching into your line of fire. He is rotating. And now attacking Pryor skirmishers. The perfect situation for us, as this allows us to harass him even further and inflict heavy casualties. Our 12-pounder Napoleons can now shoot at Fender, who is trying to get around us. Our howitzers can also focus at Greg and inflict heavy casualties. Webb is under fire, but together with Rath he should be able to expel him. I'm going to get Kirkland skirmishers to get on the flank of Archer. And over here we forced Greg back, but another group of skirmishers is coming up to harass Pryor. Anderson is now also beaten back for the moment. I'm going to get Colquitt reattached and Pryor back into cover. Down here, Kirkland's men are marching up to Archer and should be able to hit him hard. Our howitzers now can shoot at Branch, who is more or less out in the open, while our parrot guns are going to focus on Greg, who is opening his flank. Over here, the skirmishers of the enemy are having a really bad day. And Pryor skirmishers seem to be able to hold for now. I'm going to leave them in the forest for a moment longer. I'm going to speed up time now. And Kirkland skirmishers need to move up a little more. And over here I'm going to get Colquitt's skirmishers to also shoot at Greg's flank. Howitzers, now please focus your fire on Anderson. Colquitt skirmishers are having a rough day against the enemy skirmishers, but they should come in rifle range shortly. They're for now beaten back. Now please refocus on Greg. Pryor skirmishers have already taken a beating, but they're still in the fight. Kirkland skirmishers, please advance. Webb is getting hit hard. Oh, you need to fall back for now. Colquitt, go back into the forest. And General, move up further, please. I'm going to get a Wolford over. He is going to replace the web. And over here, Mercy, you are going to get your skirmishers out and shoot Branch in the flank. Colquitt, the skirmishers are falling back for now. You can attack Greg again. This one unit of skirmishers is really a pain. Please try to get them. Howitzers, please focus on Branch. And more units should arrive soon. The enemy skirmishers are falling back. Wonderful. Now our skirmishers should be able to get on the enemy flank and get Anderson out of there. Anderson is falling back. Now focus on Branch. Over here, Pryor really has a bad day. I'm going to get him out of there as soon as possible. But for now they're holding Greg back. Rebels continue to attack. More rebel forces have been spotted coming. Well, we're starting to get ammunition issues by Webb. I'm going to have him withdraw now and Wolford rush into position. Double time it. Over here a new group of skirmishers have arrived. I'm going to get Pryor back. Colquitt, you need to hold out for now. And Wolford, you can stop running now. Get into position, man. And hold your ground. Why are you moving so strange? Wolford, what are you doing? Now hold your ground. Webb, you are marching to our right flank. Pryor's boys are falling back. Colquitt is holding him for now, but also needs to withdraw soon. In fact, I'm going to remove him now. And the enemy starts to focus further down on our left side. I'm going to get the Napoleons a little bit further. And I'm going to have Webb run. Howitzers, please move over there. You need to hold our flank. Our ammunition is going to bring quickly some reinforcements. And over here I'm going to get Hinzemann over to get Pender's flank. Mercy skirmishers can reattach for now. And Colquitt skirmishers can move on the flank of Greg. For now our position is holding well. And I hope this stays this way. We have not yet eyes on the enemy artillery. And Hinzemann is ready to shoot Fender down. Our units are still holding strong. Greg is falling back again. I'm going to get Colquitt skirmishers forward. Hopefully they can get a good shot on the enemy skirmishers before Greg is gathering his courage again. Pryor skirmishers, you can reattach. Webb, move forward just a little bit. and we continue to hold our ground. Our skirmishers over here are still shooting at Fender. This group of skirmishers is falling back for now. Colquitt, please make a run for it and sweep Anderson out of the way. 24-pounder howitzers, can you shoot the enemy supplies? Anderson is wavering. Colquitt skirmishers move forward. And another enemy division is moving up to attack. Our howitzers got a shot on the enemy supplies, but they couldn't destroy them. I'm going to move our other artillery forward. Never mind, enemy artillery is now messing up. I'm going to have our battery focusing on counter battery fire. Colquitt skirmishers are getting rear flanked. I have to withdraw them. Over here we have pushed the enemy back. Our Napoleon guns can now focus on field. And our howitzers can focus on Greg. We should now hopefully be able to inflict more focused fire. Fender is coming back. I'm going to have Hinsemann withdraw further. I want Fender to attack our main line so that we can flank him again. And over here it looks like the rebels are preparing for a charge. Wolford is having massive fire, but the rest of our troops are finally arriving. I've quickly organized our reserves. We have an additional unit that is going to reinforce our center, while the rest is going to focus on our right flank. The sniper units are going to be held a little bit in the back, as I plan to use them a little bit later. Over here I'm going to have Rosser and Wolford change places. I hope that we are able to withstand any attack for the moment. Hinsemann skirmishers can now withdraw again further. And our Napoleon guns need to focus to hold down the gap that we have so carelessly opened. Wolford, fall back. Rosser, you need to fill the gap, and Wolford, you are marching down there. You also need to double time it. Rosser is now in position. Of course he is in a bad position. He is taking the front of the enemy. Our howitzers need to focus on the enemies that are in the river. And Fender is moving up again. Hinsemann skirmishers again should be able to hold him back. He's trying to outflank us, but we are trying to get his flank as well. For now we are still holding, and I hope our reinforcements are arriving on time. As he is forced back, that means that this gap is still holding. Wolford, please get into position. Our units still have ammunition. Greg is still on our flank, but again got beaten back. I'm trying to get Colquitt around his flank and hopefully attack Seaman. The next unit I might have to replace is Rath, but I have to wait for this until our reinforcements arrive. Greg is of course immediately coming back. I need to remove Colquitt soon, but he is still going to be able to get a few shots on Seaman. Now we can turn and focus on Greg, who's trying to outrun our flank. Down here we have the first rebel charge. Wolford, hold your ground. And the charge got stopped. Hinsemann is battling Fender. I'm going to let this play out for a little while. I think Fender might be out of ammunition. His volleys are not as focused as they used to be. And our reinforcements are finally coming up. Colquitt, you need to harass Greg. Cross and Otis, you need to double time it. And I'm also going to grab your skirmishers to hunt down Greg. Down here our sniper units have arrived. I'm going to get them on our right flank and also on our left. And this should hopefully allow us to inflict more and more damage on the enemy. Casualty-wise, we have suffered close to 7%. I'm sure the rebels have suffered even more casualties. But the battle is long from being over. Enemy artillery is taking massive hits. And I hope that this is going to be maintained. Over here, the rebels have taken a point. I'm going to get Otis and Bressert over. Cross needs to hold this point. Colquitt, you can fall back for now. And we need to recapture Mackie Hill. Over here, our snipers can move further into position. And I wonder what they were able to sneak behind our lines. The reinforcements from the north shouldn't have yet arrived. Down here, Heinzelmann skirmishers are suffering from ammunition issues. I'm going to send our snipers forward. Once Fender is forced back, I'm going to have our other skirmishers withdraw. Enemy skirmishers have taken the position. Hopefully this is the only unit that they have there. Our men are already exhausted. Our snipers now also engage the enemy. And they're getting some good shots off. Down here our line still holds. I want to replace Rath, but our reinforcements who are reserved for this are unfortunately now caught up on a different battle. Now we have a brigade threatening our right flank. This is less than ideal. I'm going to have Cross move forward a little bit. And Otis, you really need to get these skirmishes out. You and Bressert are going to be our right flank. Otis skirmishers are holding the enemy back for now. Through willpower alone, it seems. And over here our skirmishers are opening up on Seymour. He's rotating, opening his flank. Wonderful. Policeman takes the shot. And we have secured Mackie Hill again. Bressert and Otis, you need to hold the ground. These skirmishers are falling back for now. What else do we have that we can send in? Otis skirmishers can fall back. I'm going to get McGuinness over. And in actuality we need to hold Boatswain Hill and Boatswain Woods. And Mackie Hill. That means that this hill that we are currently fighting over is the most important hill of the battle. And the enemy is receiving even more reinforcements. And we now have to hold until the end of the day. I am still missing my second core. Over here we now have a small hole in our line. I'm going to get Wofoot over to hopefully fix this up. Enemy artillery seems to be beaten back for the moment. Our guns can now focus on Lawton. And over here our skirmishers and snipers are still battling this Fender. Down here large contingents are marching down our right flank. I'm going to get our 10-pounder ordnance guns over. And our snipers are taking casualties. I'm going to have them withdraw for now. They are supposed to flank the enemy and not take the full front of the assault. Auto skirmishers, you need to fall back further. Down here, Brazzard, you are marching up over there. Cross, skirmishers, you are marching up over there. While OTs, you now need to move over there. You can stop running now. I know you're completely exhausted. McGuinness, you are marching up over here. And our snipers can now again hunt down Greg. OTs, please hold your ground. OT skirmishers, you need to support him. And looks like we're beating the rebels over here. And Longstreet's division is now preparing to attack. Over here more and more rebels are advancing. Cross. Fall back. Fall back, Cross. Fall back. Brazzard, hold your ground. This situation is turning more desperate than I want it to be. Heinzmann skirmishers, you need to withdraw. Snipers, you also need to withdraw. McGuinness, run. Where is our second corps? Otis, please help against Colquitt. The skirmishers should make short work of them with these snipers, and Cross Greg should suffer heavily. 10-pounder ordnances, shoot Colquitt in the back. We can only hope to withstand the front of the enemy assault. Over here, Fender is now moving into position. I am still positive that we can hold them. We have the numerical superiority. And our supplies are empty. I'm going to rout them off the field. Otis is now getting rear flanked. That means that Greg has refocused his fire on him. At least something. And we finally received reinforcements. Our second corps has arrived and is going to take position on McGee Hill. Hopefully this is going to be enough. Heinzmann skirmishers, you can reattach. Our snipers are now moving on your position and should have good fire on Fender. Down here, Anderson is moving into position. I hope our snipers can get Greg out in time before they get rear flanked. Here we are still holding. And I think that I'm going to get our cavalry units and try to get behind the enemy. This is of course our melee cav. I was hoping for our skirmishing cavalry. But it looks like they haven't arrived yet. I wonder if they will ever arrive. Over here the situation is getting more and more desperate for us. I wonder if holding this position was a mistake. Our snipers need to move down. Now they're routed, unfortunately. McGuinness, please move in Colquitt's back. Over here we are still holding through some miracle. Our reinforcements are coming up and should be able to hold our right flank. And if everything goes south, we will move the rest of our forces down to our last defensive line. Our snipers are now on the flank of Fender. Our 12-pounders are doing a good job. Our 20-pounder ordnance guns can now focus on Branch. He is severely under strength and should hopefully break after some intense bombardment. Our snipers are coming back. And Stonewall Jackson have made an appearance on the battlefield. Our melee cavalry is now marching behind enemy lines and can hopefully get the enemy guns, while the rest of our forces start to appear. Hazem, I'm going to get your skirmishers and shoot at roads. They should get in their flank. Our cavalry now has eyes on multiple enemy batteries. I'm going to refocus our 20-pounder Parrott guns. Now, please guys, charge in, get their artillery. Over here, Colquitt is routing, allowing McGuinness to refocus. The same goes with Otis. And more enemies are advancing. Our cavalry is right now ripping apart the enemy artillery, but I need to withdraw them quickly before the enemy infantry can get a shot off. The enemy still isn't attacking them. Great. But now charging south. I'm going to withdraw our cavalry now. And we've received also supplies. I wasn't aware of that before. I'm going to get them far behind our main battle line. Enemy units try to charge. We are still holding them back. And our reinforcements finally appear. Brezet is severely under pressure. Hazem, you need to move over there. And we have received additional supplies. Great. McGuinness is still holding. Otis skirmishers can now try to get Greg, who is still in the fight even though he suffered so many casualties. Otis, you can refocus. Our cavalry is still here. And our guns are also finally moving up. We have another wounded colonel. Our snipers are very low on ammunition, but they're still doing a fantastic job. 12-pounders, please focus your fire down south. And over here we might be able to snuff out enemy guns again. Our men are finally moving up. Brezet is falling back, but this is okay, he has done a really amazing job. Branning, you are supplying this side of the field and you really need to get over here. The enemy is now moving on our left flank. I am going to get our howitzers over, while our 20-pounder Parrott gun are holding this side. Please refocus your fire on Law though. And over here we have spotted enemy artillery again. Man, get in position. Hazem, move further on the enemy flank. And we hear what appears to be cavalry. Otis, you got your shot off. Now fall back. And Hazem, you also needs to fall back. Cavalry, please scout what the enemy has in reserve. And we are starting to get ammunition issues. 10-pounders, please get forward. 20-pounders, can you get enemy artillery? Because our cavalry currently cannot attack them. Our snipers still holding their ground. And over here the next unit of rebels is forced back, but Fender, among all people, is still holding. We have eyes on enemy supplies. It would be a dream if you could snatch them. And Otis, you can march up on our right flank. Currently it looks like the fortune of the battle is shifting towards our favor. Man, please don't destroy the supplies, we want to capture them. And with this we now have more supplies. Their supply cache is full. This is really amazing for us. This is going to supply us for the rest of the battle. Pond, you are getting outflanked by Rhodes. We need to move back for a moment. And as this side is holding currently, Scales, you can move to our more beleaguered other side. Our howitzers are doing an amazing job. And over here Seymour is getting beaten back. I'm going to get prior skirmishers on the flank and try to wipe them off the face of the earth. Webb and our other skirmishers should be able to hold Lawton back while our cavalry retreats. Our 20-pounders need to find a more suitable target. I'm going to send them at Archer. And over here Hazem needs to withdraw even further, cross police shoot at Rhodes. Hazem, you are going to plug this hole. Otis, you are doing a good job over there. And these 12-pounder Napoleons are going to be moved over here. Now, 20-pounder Parrott guns, please focus on Jones. I know, I am reshifting your focus constantly. And prior skirmishers, please move down. Over here, Heinzemann is amazingly still holding, and these snipers are still in the fight. Soon ammunition is going to arrive, making this whole ordeal a lot easier. Over here, Rath has suffered severely. I'm going to get Colquitt back to replace him. And Seymour is going to march up over here. I'm sorry, Pryor is going to march up over here. OT skirmishers can reattach for the moment. And our melee cavalry can move back into position. Cross skirmishers, I'm sorry, I forgot about you. 10-pounder ordnance guns, please get Colquitt. And Hazem skirmishers, you can move down a little bit. Soon, when the enemy has its back turned to you, you can massacre them. And Heinzemann is wounded. A pity. 12-pounder Napoleon guns. Get Wood out of the way. He is out in the open. And you need to move up over here. Colquitt is finally arriving. And Pryor needs to move back even further. He is completely behind enemy lines. Our melee cav can move up though. OT skirmishers. Please get Jones. And 12-pounder Napoleon guns, please focus your fire on Anderson. The same goes with our 10-pounder ordnances, you can focus on Colquitt. Over here, Jones is getting beaten back for the moment. Our cavalry needs to get behind the enemy, and our skirmishers might get another shot off before they have to withdraw. No, their guns are routing. I'm going to get our melee cav in. And I'm also going to get Hazem skirmishers in as a distraction. Garland is trying to charge, but it looks like he's charging our skirmishers, not our cavalry. We therefore hopefully can silence these guns once and for all. Yes, Garland is focusing on our skirmishers. He's now reattaching his focus. And our cavalry is currently still holding, but I need to withdraw them as soon as possible. I'm going to get Harland and Hazen forward. The same goes for Brezat. Just to further make the situation harder for Garland. And we have won! I was thinking this battle would rage on far longer. Now let's have a look on the statistic. We started this day with roughly 40,000 men, while the enemy sent 57,000 into the battle. Casualty-wise, we were able to limit our losses to 5,500 infantrysts, while the enemy lost over 23,000, close to 24,000 men. We were also able to hold each and every hill, and our units performed magnificently. Officer-wise, we have many promotions, but we also have 4 wounded men, and we were even able to steal a couple good artillery pieces. And after this fight, we have received a huge load of reinforcements and some money. We are able to continue this war for a long time now. And I think this is it for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and until we meet again, have a great day.